Hi everyone, wishing you all and your family a very happy new year. I'm Kajal Mahindru. As in last video, we talked about important questions related to density of states and dispersion relation of electron, photon, phonon and magnon. In this video, we are going to talk about one of the important and trendy topic of CSIR net and gate in solid state physics, that is EK relationship for free electron inside the solid, effective mass and effective velocity, density of states, bandwidth and tight binding theory. We'll just use we'll just study only that portion which would be useful for the exam. So I'm going to show that you can see that in almost every year uh, the question related to this concept has come, and I'll tell you uh, what kind of question is asked. See, just in almost every year. So in exam, what you are given is that energy expression is always given to you, and question can be asked to find out the bandwidth. It can be asked to find out the density of state, effective mass, group velocity, and graph of above quantities with k. So almost like only in exam the concept revolve around these questions. So let us start with some idea that what is effective mass. uh, an electron inside a crystal interacts with lattice potential, and its response to the external force or the crystal potential is different from that of free electron. Hence, mass of the electron in periodic potential of a crystal is different from that of free electron mass, and deviation of electron behavior in solid from free electron behavior is taken into account by considering electron to have an effective mass, and it is usually represented by m star, and effective mass is a tensor of rank 2. Mind it that effective mass can be positive, negative or infinite. Its mathematical expression is given by m star is equals to h cut square divided by double derivative of E with respect to k. We can see that m star depends upon the curvature of ek diagram. We know that a single derivative of one quantity with respect to other gives the slope of the graph, and the double derivative gives the curvature of that graph. So curvature of that curve, you can say. So larger the curvature of ek diagram, smaller will be the effective mass. As clearly you can see that it is inversely proportional to the curvature. So uh, now I want to discuss a few things, that if you see the ek relationship of electron, the top graph, it is the relationship of the electron inside the periodic potential. It's not of a free electron. So inside a crystal, inside a solid, you can see in the ek diagram, as near the center of zone or the bottom of band, E is directly proportional to k square. So d square E by dk square will be positive. So the effective mass will be a positive quantity in this region. So you can see also in the down in the diagram down, sorry. So you can clearly see here that effective mass is a positive finite quantity. Now in the middle of curve, here ek curve, you can see that E is proportional to k. So d square E by dk square will be 0. So that is curvature is 0. So effective mass will be infinite. So in this point k1, here marked in the mid of curve, the effective mass is approaching to infinite, and near the top of band, E is a constant quantity and effective mass is a negative quantity. So you can see in this graph that effective mass is negative in this region. And for a completely free electron, we know that E is equals to h bar square k square by 2m. So d square E by dk square will be h bar square by m. So effective mass will be equal to the mass of the free electron. So it is obvious. And also I want to tell one important point, that effective mass as at the top of the band is negative of effective mass at the bottom of the band. The next concept is of effective velocity or group velocity. It is given by v is equals to 1 by h bar de by dk. So de by dk signifies the slope. So effective velocity is proportional to the slope of ek curve. So that now let us see how, uh, like from in the ek curve, from 0 to this point, that is 0 to this point, you can see that the slope is increasing, so the velocity is also increasing. At this point, I mean above this point, to pi by a, you can see that the slope starts decreasing. So in the similar way, the effective velocity will also decreases in this region, that is 0 to minus k naught point. We can see that slope is increasing, but in a negative way. So here also in v effective velocity versus k graph, the slope increases but in negative direction. So in this way this graph is drawn. So these graphs are really very important, and also the expressions that I have uh, box expressions in the box, that is effective mass. This is a really very important. You have to remember these formulas for the exam. Now effective mass, as I have told, is a tensor quantity of rank 2. So in 3 dimensions the effective mass is given. We know this formula. So we can also write this as m x x m x y and m x z. Similarly, m y x, m y y, m y z, and then m z x, m z y, m z x. So sorry for the bad handwriting. Uh, so here we can represent the mxx quantity will be h bar square by d square e by dkx square. Mxy quantity will be h bar square divided by d square e by dkx dky, and similarly other quantities. So the questions came from this thing also. Next thing is density of states. In a cubic crystal with side L, the density of state is given by 2 times L by 2 pi raised to power n times dk by de. These two factors come because of spin degeneracy, and this n is the denotes the dimension, that is n is equals to 1 for 1d, 2 for 2d, and 3 for 3d. So this expression is really very important. even in CSIR net November 2020, the graph from this expression has been asked. I'll just show you in the upcoming slides how. Next thing is bandwidth. Bandwidth is defined as the difference of energy at the top uh, and at the bottom. So it is simply the difference of this thing. Next thing is tight binding theory. So free electron theory is valid for the valence electron because we know that on valence electron the effect of lattice is really is weak, but if the lattice potential is strong, that is the electron is tightly bound to the lattice point, then tight binding theory will be used. And tight binding method used to describe the tight binding electron. And the tight binding energy expression is given by ek is equals to minus alpha minus gamma times sigma exponential of eta k dot rn. Here alpha and gamma are the constants, k is the wave vector, and rn is the position vector of nth atom. So also tight binding energy expression for simple cubic, BCC and FCC is given by the above expressions with A as a lattice parameter. You don't need to remember these formula. If you will remember, it would be good. Now, for simple cubic, BCC and FCC, uh, you can see that bottom of at the bottom of band it is the center of the Brillouin zone, and at the bottom of band kx, ky, kz values are 0 0 0, and here I am showing the 3D case. And in this table, at the top of band for simple cubic structure the kx, ky, kz values are pi by a and pi by a. For BCC it's 2 pi by a, 0 0 0 2 pi by a, 0 and 0 0 2 pi by a, and this thing is same for FCC. So now let's start the questions right from GATE 2011 uh, up to 2021, and CSIR net up to this up to the last CSIR net conducted. So in this question we have been given EK relationship. We have to find out the density of states. So EK relationship is given. You just have to simply uh, write down the formula. For one dimension the case has been given 1D, so dE will be 2 times L by 2 pi raised to power 1 times dk by dE. So firstly find out dE by dk, uh, just derivative of this expression and plugging that in this expression, so we'll get B as our answer. Next thing they have asked is effective. This question is this E relationship is same. The question, the statement of both the question is same. So effective mass they have asked out. What you have to do, we know that effective mass is given by h bar square by d square E by dk square. Just double derivative of E with respect to k. So we'll get this expression. So B again is the correct answer. Then in this question they have given ek diagram. We have to find out the group velocity. Now now as I have earlier explained how group velocity varies with k, so it is the one of the direct question if you remember the graph. So B will be the correct option. In this question, GATE 2016, EK relationship is given, that is A times KA square plus B times KA raised to power 4. A and B values are given. Lattice constant small a is also given. We have to find out the ratio of effective mass of electron to the mass of free electron. So we already know the mass of free electron. So we already know the mass of free electron as 9.1 into 10 raised to power minus 31 kilogram. We just have to find out the effective mass of the electron at the bottom of conduction band. So at the bottom of conduction band, we all know that K is equals to 0. Just double derivative of E with respect to K, and plugging all the values in this expression, we will get effective mass as 19.84 into 10 raised to power minus 32 kilogram. So just this expression divided it, we have to find out the ratio. So m star by m, that is 19.84 into 10 raised to power minus 32 divided by 9.1 into 10 raised to power minus 31. So we'll get 0.22 as our answer. Up to 2 decimal places they are asking. Then it is a GATE 2018 question. Energy dispersion relationship is given. We have to find out just effective mass near the bottom of band. So at the bottom of band, K is equals to 0. Just put this double derivative of E with respect to K, putting in this expression at K is equals to 0. So option A is the correct option. Then this is a question of GATE 2019. EK relationship is given in 2D case. So what they are asking is, they have given the effective mass in tensor form. So Mij, and they are asking at the center of Brillouin zone, this expression is calculated. We have to find out the value of alpha. So let's start this question that E versus K is given. So what we have to do is, you just see this thing. We don't need these elements, that is d square E by d kx and kx dky and d square E by dky kx. These expressions are, these terms are already zero, so we don't need to solve this. We need to find out alpha, right? So also this term, that is this one and this one, are same. So we just need to find out only one, the other will be same as per question. So not all terms we need to solve, just one. So I am picking out d square E by dky square. So solving that, now they are asking at the center of Brillouin zone, that is the bottom of band or center of Brillouin zone are same thing. So kx and ky are 0 there. So I get the value of d square E by dky square as 3a square t. Similarly, as I've said by logic, the d square E by dkx square will be 3a square t, and the other terms will be 0. So just putting the values in effective mass formula, that is h bar square 1 by d square E by d kx square, and 1 by d square E by d kx dky, like this matrix form. Putting that, we'll get the value of alpha as the in question the expression was given as h bar square by t a square, and here alpha 0 0 alpha 0 alpha. So alpha here is 1 by 3, that is 0.33. Now it is a very interesting question of GATE 2021, that a two-dimensional square lattice is given, and the coordinates, we have to find out the coordinates, the kx ky values, where the band gap can occur. So here is a concept that band gap occurs at the boundary of Brillouin zone. So what are the boundaries? That is plus minus pi by a, plus minus 2 pi by a, plus minus 3 pi by a, and so on. So checking the options, we can see that in A option, A option 0 0 is not the boundary, rather it is the center of Brillouin zone. If I draw the Brillouin zone, then like here it is kx, it is ky. So I think you might have done this, as we draw the Brillouin zones like that. So here it is pi by a, here it is minus pi by a. In kx, same in ky, that is pi by a and minus pi by a. So you can see that in B option, plus minus pi by a, plus minus pi by a. So definitely here the band gap will be occurring. In C option, it's kx is plus minus pi by a and ky is pi by 1.3a. So clearly you can see that in C option it is also touching the Brillouin zone boundary, that is the kx part, although the ky, in ky it is inside, that ky point is inside, but kx point is touching the Brillouin zone boundary. Similarly in D option, the ky point is touching, ky point is the Brillouin zone boundary in D. So by options B, C and D, it is a MSQ question, so B, C and D are the correct answers. Next question is of CSI Net June 2012. The dispersion relation is given to us, and we have to find out the velocity of phonons at larger wavelengths. So larger wavelengths means lambda approaches infinity, that means k approaches 0, the kx, ky, kz values approaches 0. So we have to find out the group velocity at in this condition. So clearly in the question we have omega square is equals to omega naught square 3 minus cos kxa minus cos ky a minus cos kz a. So in this limit, that is kx, ky, kz approaches 0, we know that cos ka is equals to 1 minus, if we this is the expression, the expansion of cos. So higher order terms are neglected, so just putting these terms, will get that omega square is equals to omega naught square into a square by 2 times kx square plus k y square plus kz square. So kx square plus ky square plus kz square is k square simply. So then omega will be equal to omega naught a by a into k divided by under root 2. So what we know that group velocity is derivative of omega with respect to k. So vg will be omega naught a by under root 2. So option D is the correct one. Now this question is of CSI Net December 2012, that energy EK relationship is given, and they are asking the effective mass at the boundary of first Brillouin zone. So at the boundary we know that the boundary of first Brillouin zone is plus minus pi by a, plus minus pi by a and plus minus pi by a in 3D kx, ky, kz values. So what we have to do is just double derivative of this expression with respect to kx, ky and kz with all three, and putting the values of kx as plus minus pi by a and ky as plus minus pi by a and kz as plus minus pi by a, will get option D as the correct one, that is m star is equal to h bar square by 3 beta a square. This question is of CSI Net December 2013. You can also just pause the video here and solve by your own, and match whether the answer came. So EK relationship is given. We have to find out the effective mass of electron near the bottom of band. Now near the bottom of band we know that kx, ky, kz values are 0. So just putting that in the expression of effective mass, that is m star is equals to h bar square by d square e by dk square at 0 0 0. So we'll get option D as the correct option. Next question is of CSI Net June 2014, that we are given EK relationship of FCC crystal. Actually I have also said that you should remember that expression, but usually there is no need of remembering those expressions of SC, FCC and BCC. They'll just provide you. Usually they do provide. So EK relationship is given to us. We have to find out the x component of velocity at kx, ky, kz as pi by a 0 0. So uh, we know that effective velocity or group velocity is given by 1 by h cut dE by dkx, because x component is asked to us. So just derivative of E with respect to kx, plugging that in this expression. Now at pi by a 0 0, so we'll get option D, that is 4 epsilon naught a by h cut as the answer. Now this question is of CSIR net December 2015. That dispersion relation in 3 dimension is given to us, and we have to find out the effective mass tensor at the corner of first Brillouin zone, that is pi by a and pi by a. So what we have to do, we know that effective mass in tensorial form is given in this way. Just also, you don't need to find out the the non-diagonal elements, rather just find out the diagonal elements in the question. So I just start with mxx as at kx is equals to pi by a. My answer of mxx is h bar square by alpha a square. Similarly, by symmetry, myy star will be h bar square by beta a square, and mzz star will be h bar square by gamma a square. So just putting that in this expression, option C. Now, this question is of CSI net December 2016, as we are given with EK relation and one dimensional case, and what we have to find out is when the electric field is applied in x direction, and we have to find out the time dependence of velocity of electron. So let us start that firstly let us find out what is velocity. Okay, so we know that velocity is given by 1 by h cut dE by dk. So putting that, we'll get gamma a by h cut times sine ka. So we know that according to Newton's law, F force is dp by dt, that is rate of change of momentum, and which is equals to q times E. Since q is equals to minus E for electron, so this will be a differential equation. So P, we know that P is equals to h cut k. So just solving that and integrating this expression, we get k dependent on t as minus E, that which is charge, times electric field times time divided by h cut plus C, constant of integration, that doesn't matter. So from first equation, now we get Vg is equals to gamma a divided by h cut times sine of C minus E t by h cut times a. So absorbing a, small a, that is lattice constant, we get gamma a by h cut sine. So C times a, I assume another constant b, as in options also this constant is b. So I get option Vg is directly proportional to sine of b minus uh, e e by h cut into at. So D is the correct option. Next question is CSI net December 2017. We have been given energy wave vector relationship, EK relationship, and we have to find out the density of states inside a nanowire. One nanowire is of 1D. So 1D case, and density of states in 1D case is given by 2 times L by 2 pi raised to power 1 into dk by de. So just putting derivative of E with respect to k and putting that in equation number 1 will and also we have n atoms in the lattice. So for all the n atoms, density of states is given as in equation number 2. So now answer could be this one, but in check the options, we do not have any sine or cos term. So let the in all the options we have e minus e naught in every option. So the ek relationship that we have given in question, let us just organize that, and let us just vanish that sine term, or I can say that sine term, sine is under root of 1 minus cos square theta. So just I'm using this cos ka expression in this density of states. So just solving that, uh, we'll get option D as the correct option. Now ek relationship again given, and we have to find out the cyclotron resonance frequency of the conduction band electron. We have to find out the value of alpha. Okay, the alpha in the ek relationship. So we know that cyclotron frequency omega c, this you might have done in I think in 12th standard also, that also in ed also we did this expression, that cyclotron frequency is given by eb by m. Now here it will not be a free electron mass, rather effective mass. So as as effective mass is given by h bar square by d square e by d k square. So just derivative of e with respect to k 2 times, we get cyclotron frequency, and we have to find out the value of alpha. So just rearrange this expression, we'll get option D as the correct one. Now this question is of CSIR net June 2020. It's a very interesting question. We have given ek relationship in one dimension. So which of the following represents the density of states over the range pi by 2a to pi by a? So firstly let us find out what is the density of states, then we'll so we'll just put the values of k in that expression. So density of states in one dimension is given by 2 into L by 2 pi raised to power 1 times dk by de. So just putting that value, we'll get this expression as this expression. So now we have to find out at k is equals to pi by 2a and k is equals to pi by a. We can see that at pi by 2a it has a finite value. So as it has a finite value, so option D and option A cancels out. At pi by a, density of states is infinite. So option C also rules out. So B is the correct option. So I think these were all the questions of CSI and the previous year questions, which are just based on just one concept. You just have to remember just 2 to 3 formulas. You will get you will solve easily these questions. And you know that solid state physics questions comes in 5 marks. So these are really if you understand this concept completely, then these questions will be just like maybe even take less than 2 minutes in the exam. So I hope you understand. I mean, I may be efficient to make you understand. So thank you and happy new year again.